And welcome to this week's episode of the Coordinator's Corner. Dr. Mike Prince here with you. As a custom throughout the season, we have been speaking with coordinators, offense and defense for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. This week will not be an exception to the rule. A rough week, but it's a week we must see to the end. And with that being said, we have on the line with us Coach Mark Frederick. How you doing today, Coach?
There's no reason to complain, but I'm here.
You're here. Well, I think that's echoing throughout PV Nation. I guess we'll just dive in head first, man. And what happened from your vantage point?
Offensively, I think we came out a little slow. We went 3 and out on the first drive. We got the ball back. We marched it down. We scored. So I thought by then we had, shook off the bus ride and was ready to go. We couldn't really get nothing else going in the first half. We ended up going into halftime 7-0. We tried a field goal right before halftime. We got down in distance. And we ended up missing that. We went in at the half 7-0. We came out, man, it seemed like every time we got something going, something happened. Whether we fumbled the ball inside the 10, we fumbled the ball on another drive, we threw a pick six. We never could get it going offensively in the second half. And, ended up biting us in the butt.
Yes, sir. Now, what we do here at the Open Mic, Coach, we, for such a time as this, we stay away from student interviews because when things are going good, it's okay. Hey, great deal. But when things go south and you interview a student, then people want to accuse you of, picking on the student athlete. And my deal is why we rely on the coaches. And I could imagine no one is feeling good right now. I don't think anyone goes out intentionally to let happen what happened. But I know the obvious, but what was the response with your offensive unit at the end of this game?
A lot of guys was hurt, man. Guys were, emotional. Guys were emotional, but that's a part of it. You got to live and learn from games like this. So, only a few seniors on offense. So we return a lot of guys next year. But, man, you just got to keep them the course. You got to keep them. You got to show them. You got to keep them grinding, and let them know that things like this happen, but you got to learn from it. You can't let it beat you twice.
Now, from the offensive coordinator's position, what do you as a coach learn from these unfortunate chain of events?
Man, you just learn to be resilient. You regroup. There's nothing to hold your head down about. On that day, they were the better team. And if you leave everything out there on the field, there's no reason to hold your head down. You played your all, you gave your all. And I think these guys played hard all the way up until the last second on the clock. So, great group of kids, man, great group of kids. They fought through a lot all year. And unfortunately, we came up short.
Yes, sir. Panthers come up short. Now, technically, as we're doing this interview, there is a very minute chance that the Panthers could still partake in some postseason play. What are you telling your guys right now to, because this is an emotional setback and very untimely setback. How do you keep them, just on standby that you might have yet another opportunity?
Well, you can't control what's got to happen. Okay, so the saying is you control what you control and let the chips fall where they fall. So we can't go out here and let this same game beat us twice if we get another opportunity. If you get another opportunity, you got to seize the moment. You got to go a little bit harder at practice. You got to do things. You got to study film a little bit harder because there's a great opponent on the other side that's waiting. So you got to have your A game.
Now, I noticed that you gave some credit to Mississippi Valley, and they did create some turnover opportunities. When you weigh out the woulda, coulda, shouldas, and I'm pretty sure you've had this recycling in your mind since this game ended, is there anything that you as a play caller, a scheme set, or design person would go back and redo if you had the chance to do it over again?
I guess hindsight is always 20/20, but after watching the film, talking with some of my coaches and stuff, and, you know, just looking at different scenarios, man, tough situation, tough elements that we were playing in. I thought the game plan was good. Maybe the fourth down call, but after watching it during the game, when I made the call, some of my coaches, you know, my O-line coach, after the play happened, he was like, man, I think they had too many for us. Then after watching the film, you know, it was exactly opposite. We had what we wanted. We just didn't execute. So, I mean, we could say, hey, let's try something else here. Let's try something else there. At the end of the day, we came up short, and I take full responsibility as far as that goes.
Okay. Well, Coach, I know this was a tough one. It's always tough coming back after a defeat, but when it's one that could potentially shut you down for the remainder of the year, it's not the way you would draw it up. But as you say, you have to learn from it and move forward. I want to thank you for allowing us to have access behind the veil, if you would, on just how some things are going and what's in the thought pattern as you guys prepare from week to week. And hopefully we can regroup from this thing and come out firing on all cylinders. As we've done all season, I want to give you an opportunity to have some closing thoughts and comments, sir, and I'll let you have your way.
Just closing thoughts, man. I want to thank the Panther Nation, you know, for being supportive and if you haven't, if you could, reach out to some of your players, man. Reach out to them. I think the guys played hard for us. They fought through a lot of things people don't even have a clue about all year, and they never complained. They just kept chipping at the bit. And unfortunately, we came up a little short. But who knows? Something may happen, and we still may get a shot at it. If not, we'll be back on the grind and trying to get better.
All right. Thank you so much. He is Coach Mark Frederick, offensive coordinator for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. We'll take a momentary pause, and we'll try to catch up with defensive coordinator Todd Middleton. You listen to the Mike Prince Show in the Coordinator's Corner, and we'll be right back.
We'd like to recognize our broadcast partners, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Panther Backers. If you would like to become a broadcasting partner, contact us at 832-213-8824.
And welcome back to the Coordinator's Corner. Dr. Mike Prince here with you from the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Panthers lose at Inabita, Mississippi by the score of 27-7. And we now have joining us defensive coordinator for the Panthers, and that's none other than Coach Todd Middleton. How you doing today, Coach?
Good. How you doing?
Well, I've been better, and I will get better. Tough loss. This too shall pass. From the defensive angle, sir, can you give us a recap of what you saw and what you didn't see?
You know, starting out Saturday, we just wanted to come out and, you know, play with some energy, play fast, play hard. I thought we did that. I thought the kids executed pretty well, especially the first half. You know, the big thing I thought that we didn't do a good job of in the second half is with sudden change. To me, football is a sport. When it's time to play defense, you have to line up and play. No matter where you get the ball or where they get the ball, things like that, you have to line up and play. So I thought we could have did a better job at that. I thought we could have caused some more turnovers and things like that the second half. And then like you said, if you're in a situation where you got to get a stop, we have to get a stop. And I didn't think we did that in sudden change situations.
Okay. Now, when you win, you win as a unit, and when you lose, you should lose as a unit. And as they say, no time for finger pointing. And I noticed that you said that you wish you could have turned over a couple more turnovers. In all fairness, 2 huge turnovers, in particular in the first half, to set the offense up. And when you go back and look at it, you did have to play on a short field in a certain couple of instances. And one thing that, as a defensive guy, and I know they have to credit it somewhere, it always stings a little bit when you get a turnover for a touchdown that you guys didn't have a chance to prevent. That's just part of the way the calculation and team concept go. And I say all that to say, what was your message to your defensive unit at the end of this one, sir?
My message was like, hey, guys, I appreciate you guys giving all you had during the year. Keep your head up. There's always, there was a lot of dejection, a lot of hurt, a lot of tears. I just told them, hey, I love you guys, man. I appreciate you guys have gone out and performed. There's still a chance. There's a lot of people who, thought that, this wouldn't happen, and people thought it would. So just as much it happened to us, it can happen to other people. So there's still a chance. And on the way back, it was a lot more, it was a lot better than I thought it would be. I thought they saw some light in it where we still would have a chance. So overall, I just thought their attitude was a lot more positive in the end as we went home as I thought it would be.
Yes, sir. Definitely a tough way to end your season potentially. And when you look at it, you had some experience on your defensive side of the ball, a lot of seniors. And, man, are you looking and thinking about the rebuild already?
Always. That's the name of the game. You always have to rebuild. You always have to look at who's going to replace, what type of person do you get in? Do you get older guys? Do you get more mature guys? Do you build from the high school level? That's just how it is with defense, on college football, period, especially defensively, starting with the defensive line. That's where the energy is. And if I'm not mistaken, I think we lose about five guys. So, with Troy, Dante, Isaiah Hunt, Kevin Victorian, and Desmond Obie. So those are 5 guys in the 2 deep that you gotta replace.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a tall order, but it seems like, although there was a winning season, the glass was half empty on the table, but you have to go back, regroup, and try to reconcile. And if by chance that sliver of hope keeps the door open, these guys still have to be mentally prepared to try to play another game.
Yeah, I think that'll happen. If that happens, we'll know. Saturday afternoon. I think they'll pop right back, ready to go. They've been very, very resilient. Like Coach Frederick said, there's a lot of things that we've had to deal with here internally that these kids have overcome. So I'm just so proud of our team in general. A lot of things that people don't realize that we've had to overcome. And on the defensive side of the ball too, the guys has just been really, really resilient, played hard. There's a lot of missing pieces of the puzzle that people had to step up that we really didn't think would have to play. And next thing you know, there are guys out there playing for us, like an example are Cam Franklin, who really just came to us in the spring, played receiver in the fall, had a major injury in high school, was a pretty highly recruited athlete coming out of high school, but tore an Achilles and really didn't have much of a senior year. Came to us really just a raw guy that because of attrition and injuries, ended up being a mainstay in the secondary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, it's like you said, it's all a part of the process of adding the Lego pieces to help the build and continue to grow. What I would like to be able to do with you guys, in particular during the recruiting season, man, is that we check in with you guys, and especially after you got your signing class, we can go in a little deeper detail of what each guy is going to bring to the table, and hopefully you guys will be up to sharing that with us and our listening audience.
Yeah, we can't really talk about the guys publicly until after signing day.
Right, that's what I'm saying. After the sign,
yeah.
After the signing. No. We definitely don't want to let the beans out of the bag for that.
Definitely. This is Texas. It's recruiting. We all know football's year round. And especially here in the state of Texas, where they love football, all aspects of it. Recruiting has its own life. Here in this football strong culture.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Coach, just like we may mention to Coach Frederick, we want to thank you for making yourself available throughout the season. And it's never easy coming in after a loss and a potential season-ending loss. But I want to give you some opportunity to express and have some closing thoughts and comments as we get ready to wrap this segment up, sir.
Well, I just want to thank you and the Panther Nation for your support, bringing me in, making me feel like a part of the family. Like Coach Fred said earlier, you guys can reach out to the kids and, express your appreciation to them. Throughout this year, we had to overcome a lot and just continue to, let the nation, grow and get stronger, and then we can have, other things in place that we would need in order to just compete on a regular basis. Changing the paradigm, the mentality here, where it's just, hey, we're going to come to every game, not to just homecoming or certain games. We want to come to every game. We've got a beautiful facility here, and there's just no excuse why this place shouldn't be packed every weekend, especially with the city of Houston right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I'm pretty sure that the note will be received and echoed throughout PV Nation and beyond, and we'll try to help carry that message as well, sir. I want to thank you guys again. This was Coach Todd Middleton, defensive coordinator for the Prairie View A&M University Panthers. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, reminding you that you can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. Subscribe to the YouTube channel at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. In any event you miss any episodes, you can always ask your smart device to play the latest episode of The Mike Prince Show. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.